Rishi Sunak has just held meetings with Israel's Prime Minister and President and assured them of UK's unwavering support.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. What is happening? Who's that? Let's have a look. Just finish eating this dinner and then bloody hell, video Craig, take. Two bodies found, the hostages. No, they reckon there's 200 of them now. Pick up yourself, Banter. First one in, eh? Bloody hell. First one in, man. Hope you're good anyway, mate. Hope you're good. See, that's been that long, Vander. I haven't called you Vander Coscutter or now, but I see Phil Graham still ribbing you in the chat. Woo, there we go. So I'm going to try without my glasses. Without my glasses today, like Phil's a batty, and he. This is live today, by the way. Andy, you might not know, but I've been over the last 3 days, yeah. So because I haven't really. Yes, Fat mate, how are you doing? Sometimes you don't feel up to it, right, to do a live. You know, you have to put much out or whatever. So what I decided to do, I've got about 100 lives that I've done since I started, yeah. So my new tunes was like in the bad books with everyone money. So a year ago, a lot of people might not know tunes, but he was about a year ago. But there's a lot of new subscribers since then who just have this bad opinion of him, yeah. I know what he's like, but he's getting all this stick and that. And I remember the first time I met him come on my panel, and I knew who he was. I can't remember what he was like then, what kind of reputation, you know what I mean, he had. But anyway, I let him on, and it ended up just me and him talking for about an hour. So I thought I'll put it up as a live. I thought everyone would realise it was a replay, but the amount of people coming in, honestly, coming in saying, respect to the panel. I had about 5 big hitters on the panel. So I did it on Tuesday and Wednesday as well, and we still falling for it. Yeah, this is live Thursday, 13:04 in the Big Brother house. Anyone watching Big Brother? So this is just, I'll be finishing at 5 to 3. Basically, done all my chores for the day. So just coming on to chat with my mates, you know, about anything and anything. Anyone want to jump on, feel free. No pressure. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys. I'm shy, actually. You wouldn't believe it, but anyone I've missed out there? Clint, big up the Clint Brook in the house. Very, very good. Very, very nice. We might have Dennis. Oh, he's out shopping, the batty fish. Dennis is out shopping. So he might jump on when he gets back. Oh yeah. This is more like it.
Hey,
Big up
up,
yourself.
Matty, how you doing?
Yeah, boy. Bloody hell, we got another one. Is that
seem
you,
to be.
mate?
Yeah, I'm all right,
Bring it
bud. I'm
on.
all right.
I'll bring it on.
I'm on.
Turn your camera on or off?
No, I want my camera off. It's off, innit?
No, not you.
Oh,
We're
We have
confusing.
banter. Bloody hell, this is a throwback, G.
hey, you Vandal, all right?
Hiya, Big G, how you doing?
Steady away, million and one things to do, but you know, it's can't grumble.
It's good. Hiya, Nata.
How we all doing then? Yeah, Big G, you not at work?
I am at work. I'm on my I'm on the lunch though, mate.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll pop
What
on.
about you, Vander? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. I'm just grateful. I had an abscess in my mouth for 2 weeks there. And I got my tooth taken out yesterday and I just feel like a new woman.
Oh, dentist. Can't be doing with dentists, like, ooh, check.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you got your abscess seen, sir, Vander?
Pardon?
Have you had your abscess seen, sir?
Yeah. I had 2 courses of antibiotics and I got the tooth extracted yesterday. So, all happy days.
Oh, good stuff. That's what happens when you smoke so much length, lass.
Far too much. I'm actually gagging, it's that much.
Oh, this is an afternoon show, this, G. What you like, man? No. So, Vandy, did you hear about these lives I've been doing? Like, G, did it?
No.
What did you fall for it, like, G? It wasn't supposed to be a trick. I thought everyone knew.
No, I thought, the first thing that came to mind, I thought, fly, you lazy fucker. That's what I literally thought to myself.
There was a little bit of that. Was a little bit of that. But you know what it is? I did think about it, right? I handpicked them because, you know, back in the day, G, we had everyone on it, everyone at some point. So I've got lives with good interviews, good like chats with people who were in the shit now, you know what I mean? So that's what I was doing for Tunes. I was trying to like
show who he was before.
Show a better side of him, you know what I mean? But he didn't even say, I don't even think he's seen it.
Tag him in it, maybe.
I was going to jump on his panel, you know, but I watch his stuff, but I don't really go in his chat like that. I don't know, like you, where's your go-to channel now, Vander? Are you enjoying it, mate?
Irish, Lammy. Lammy's my main. Lammy, Irish.
You know what it is about Lammy? Monk, yeah.
Pardon?
So Lammy was Richard Lamb, wasn't he? He was always Richard Lamb in the chat, wasn't he, for ages?
Yeah. He's
And
been here for ages.
He never used to go on panels, though, did he?
That's right. He started in February and he's never stopped.
He was on a mission like a week or two ago. He couldn't get off everywhere he went. He was on money.
He's a beautiful soul. He really is. He cares
you know
about
what?
everybody else.
I think I'll get on with him. He's dead laid back, isn't he?
Yeah. And he only lives like 10 miles away from me, Gav, Outlaw King. We're all close, so we sort of get each other, eh? And he's a really good guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Big
Dick
G,
Shane.
what are you doing? Are you just floating about, like?
Say again?
Are you just floating about as usual, going?
I'll go where I want, mate. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I mainly go into Monks, BBAs, Stokeses, yours, obviously. Lammy's. I like taking piss out of Lammy. He's a good lad. He can take the banter.
Yeah.
He can. He can come in with some crackers as well.
Yeah, he's got a thing for.
Me and you go to sort of the same people, Big G.
Yeah, I can't be doing with drama channels. They do my fucking head in, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you never watch? Do you watch any of Exposure? What's What do you reckon of exposure like at the minute? That's all kicked off, isn't it? Like at the minute, that's all kicked off, isn't it?
I never watched it.
I have to say, G, I've never seen you in exposures chat, G, I don't think.
No, I used to go on when I first started YouTube, like going to a chat and that, but not no more. I can't be chilled with drama, man. I just think to myself, it's like you was on one other day, weren't you? Because of what happened to and I was just like, and I was thinking, there's going to be an instance like this where some fucker's just going to flip right and go around more and just absolutely do some fucker in or do the sends in.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen to all channels? They'll just all fuck off because they'll have to.
Yeah. It's just like Tunes at the minute. Tunes is good. He is good. He would be a good host, but he's so predictable in here. Well, he is predictable, but because you know that he's going to kick off at some point. But
do you not think that's due to alcohol? And he gets it stinking. I've seen them baiting him to death. It's horrible to see. But he has been nasty to his own. And I can't condone. I can't watch that.
Yeah, he doesn't help himself.
No.
I
think he has got a good heart. I think he has got a good heart.
You can tell that. You can tell that. He's just, but everyone knows how to trigger him now. Like it's so easy, isn't it? But he doesn't help with the people who's getting on panels and that, sit with him and stuff.
Legend.
Oh, mate, legend. Yeah, he's gone on to another level, legend. Like, any. Would you
make you feel better
on G? Would you take legend on G? On a panel?
On a panel?
I wouldn't.
On a panel?
I don't really know him, to be honest, mate.
I just ignore him.
I don't know why he's gone like that, because he's just, there's a few people like that now who I'd like to think it was a character when they come on, because you couldn't be in normal life like that, could you? You couldn't act like that in normal life. But Legend's definitely one who's upped his game now, but doesn't wash with anyone here, you know what I mean, on this side.
I think that's part of the problem, though. Some people can separate YouTube life from normal life, and some people can't, mate.
Yes,
and that's where the conflict happens. It's just like I say, someone's going to take something really fucking personal one day, and they're just going to either fucking flip the lid, basically.
I thought, has anybody heard from Garth?
No, what's been happening? Has there been something with Garth?
Garth was really upset yesterday. I think I don't know what happened the night before because I wasn't there. It was in Tunes, I think. Don't quote me. But he was on Cuts yesterday, and he was to hear a man get so upset, and you could hear he was trying to stop himself from crying.
Was he arguing with somebody?
No, I think he went. I'm just surmising here. I don't know the real story. I think he started having a drink. That's why the argument started the previous night, because he'd had some bad, unexpected news about his health.
So is he off the drink, Garth? Is that
I think so, yeah. And this had triggered, the news had triggered him having a drink. I think, I'm just, as I say, I'm not very positive.
So who was who was on that panel with him? Were they all being sympathetic, or were they ripping him, or what was he on?
Yesterday morning, it was beautiful. Everybody come together. Everybody was giving him support, worried about him. It was beautiful. It was exactly what YouTube should be about. Trying to help his mental health, trying to keep him talking, and it was lovely. Luckily, somebody in the chat had his phone number, so they kept in touch just to make sure he was okay. But I think he's going through a bad time, and I've not seen him since. That's why I asked, because I've got a lot of time.
Someone who I don't mind Garth in here. I've got no problem really with him. I know everything that he's done. I had a problem with the fireman thing and the drink driving, which isn't good. Like, but I don't know. I don't mind Gav. Like, he's all right to talk to. What do you get on with him, Jake?
I've been talking to him in the morning in Monks because I can't stay away from Monks. I love Monk.
Mm.
And he was asking me how I was, and little did I know he was going through a crisis himself. And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you, Gav?" And then, like an hour later, he's in bits, and I was like, "It just shows you how much of a real human being he really is."
So when he
He's
left,
not a bad person.
was he all right when he left? Well,
Yeah. Somebody, Pandeco has contact with him, so he made sure that everybody in the chat knew he was okay, and that he would get back. He would come back on panel when he was feeling a little bit better. So
yeah, you see, with Garth, I've always got on with Garth just because all I have is banter with him. I don't get any, I don't go personal with him or whatever. It's just pure banter.
so it's hard to think why Garth comes on YouTube. What does he want out of it? You know what I mean? When he comes on,
I think he's lonely, like most of us. He's lonely.
Yeah,
that's literally it, Vander. That's majority of why people come on YouTube, isn't it? It's either for the mental health or sociability. That is literally it. But unfortunately, there's some nasty bastards on YouTube that like to fucking stir things and just make a mountain out of a molehill. And like I say, some people can take, some people can't.
They're making up charges and bringing newspaper reports that I haven't even seen people, and they're serious charges. I mean, that's evil. And they're pushing Garth to a place that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he's had his fair Garth's fellow with just about everyone in here, hasn't he? He's had arguments on the cesspit with hundreds of people in, and
but remember, he's got
private life all over here, and that's it. Too much of his private life's on here. You're fucked, aren't
you? Yeah. And that's why I come on to run away from my private life.
Yeah, man.
He's good, but he's a good egg in my book. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. As long as I have a giggle, I'm happy.
I might have a look, see if I've got an old live with Garth on where he's having a good laugh, and I'll put a little bit of it.
Yeah, might cheer him up. Yeah. I've never heard from him since.
Did you both get a notification?
Yeah, that's why I was first in.
All right, like a half an hour one.
No, I just got as soon as I come in, I got the notification. Because I haven't seen you online for a while.
Yeah, I haven't. I even stopped doing my shorts, Vander. Can you believe that, G, as well?
I'm like, fucking hell, you used to make a 1 minute video and make about fucking 50,000 shorts out of the fucking thing.
Trick, mate.
Did you know that Ronan, you know Ronan, Irish Ronan, he got his channel taken away from him because he chopped his own content up that much that it was overused, and they said that it wasn't allowed. So they demonetized him. Sorry.
All right, yeah.
How the fuck did Flag do it?
It's his stuff.
You know what? I want to be demonetized myself, right? Because listen, I monetized when I got 1,000. Yeah, I really wish I hadn't now, because let me tell you, I've never had a penny off YouTube, not a penny, right? I've never had a penny off buying me a coffee, both because of all the carry on trying to fill all the forms out and that online, and asking ridiculous questions and wanting that much information off your passports. Everything so what they did, I got at the final stage of YouTube, and it got to a point where I got an email saying we're going to send you a 4-digit passcode in the post. When you get it, put it in, and that's you sorted, monetized, everything. No problem. You'll get paid every month. But it said on the email that it could take 3 months, right, to get to my address. I don't know why. But anyway, in the meantime, I've moved, haven't I? So I have a feeling if I go to YouTube now and say I've moved out, it'll make me start it all again. You know what I mean? That just cracked me up. So I just want to be demonetized because then you can play songs and stuff. I get copyrighted every single live, like for a daft song in the background or something. But I don't know.
Can you not ask them to demonetize you?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Because my YouTube studio, anyone who's been in YouTube studio knows that on a laptop, you get a lot more. There's a lot more that you can do on a laptop than you can do on your phone and in the studio. But my laptop's fucked. Can't get in, so...
Yeah. I've got one of these stupid Chromebooks, and they're absolutely useless. I've been trying to... my son pressed the passcode in for his iPhone, and it's quite an expensive iPhone, so it's disabled. So all I need to do is plug it into iTunes, and my Chromebook doesn't support iTunes. So I'm sitting here with a phone he's lost his replacement phone. So and he needs it for safeguarding, and I don't know how to get it, fix it.
Yeah. Well, there's all these, there's mobile phone shops, and they're usually run by Asians. They're everywhere, aren't they? Absolutely everywhere. Yeah. And they say, unlock your phone. I've never ever in my life went in one of them shops and got my phone unlocked. I've tried, but they've never been able to do it.
You know why? It's impossible. It's impossible.
Is it?
Because if you've lost, because I was silly enough to get, I got a kosher phone, iPhone, but the person had forgot their password and their email.
Yeah. Loads of people do that. I do that every day. Changing my password every day. GAO.
I've got a password management tool that does all mine automatically for me.
Do you like save passwords, on your phone? So when you go into like a thumbnail and a shortcut, you open it up, your password's already there, or do you always put it in every time you go on?
I've linked it to this app that controls all my passwords for every single application that I've got, and it'll automatically change it for me.
Yeah.
So I think I've got mine set to like 30 days. Change it every 30 days for each application.
Do you watch YouTube on your phone all the time, G?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it on the telly?
Yeah.
It's brilliant on the telly, when the chat's going down the right-hand side. You get that as well, or not?
Yeah, but it's just delayed.
Do you think?
Yeah, there's a massive delay.
I've got this live on my phone now. I could press a button and cast it on my telly and just watch it on the telly. You know what I mean? And on my phone.
Well, we've got Cindy in the house.
Oh, Cindy in the house. Yeah, I'm forgetting about Chai, We've got 17 in now. We're flying, mate.
Oh, where's Vander gone? Yeah.
She slipped off there.
Slinky Vander.
It reminded me of, I thought we were on Daryl's there for a minute, didn't you?
How is Daryl? Are you still in touch with him?
Last I heard from him, right, he rang me up and he had to give me a proper pasting down the phone, right, for forgetting his 40th. He was 40, wasn't he, last month? So he's like, lad, you don't forget people's 40th, lad. And I'm like, oh, mate, I've had a lot on, man, I'm off work and that. And he's like, all right, kid, well, I'll see you about. And
you could have gone down to Liverpool, mate, for his 40th.
I know. Well, I knew he was 40 this year, but obviously I hadn't spoken to him for a little while. He'd gone off YouTube, so it totally went out my head. So I might have to Bit of brown nose in there with Darrell. But he was all right. He was sound. He didn't say he was coming back or anything. You know what? I think I'll give him a ring because isn't it the derby this weekend, 12:30 or something? Liverpool, Everton.
Oh, right. I thought he was meaning horse racing. I was going to say that was ages ago.
Yeah, so that's 12:30 kick-off. So if I ring him about 12, he'll be in a good mood, won't he?
Yeah, good point. To be fair, they're going to absolutely tank Everton.
Well, they should do, shouldn't they? How are you into your football this season now? Because I am. I'm bang into it now.
Bit disengaged, mate, with what's going on at Man United. Like, it's absolutely farcical.
So let me get this right. Yeah, the Glaziers bought it for 780 million, which is now is it?
Yeah, but it was all
5 billion.
It wasn't their money. It was debt money, basically.
Right.
So 700 odd, and obviously it's worth 3.7 billion now or something. Qatar has offered like near enough 6 billion. They've turned it down, so they've paid offering way over the asking. You know what its true value is, and they've basically pulled out from it. There's rumours going about that it's to do with what's going on in the Middle East at the moment, because obviously the Glazers have a Jewish background.
Oh, right.
So that was meant to be one argument, but at the end of the day, money talks, doesn't it? I can't see that being the actual reason, if I'm truly honest.
So, but is Man United? Does Man United like globally as a brand? Is it making good money then every year?
Oh yeah, it makes money. It'll always
not
make
money. Not many of the Premiership teams make money, do they, or much? But Man United's a brand, in it. Like it's still one of the biggest clubs in the world, isn't it?
Well, in terms of commerciality and whatnot, Man U is the biggest football club in the world.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, I can remember when Fergie was there. Yeah. Do you remember they brought that? Who was the first Asian player they brought over? You know, he was like, was he Chinese or Japanese?
Korean. Kim Sung Pak.
Was he the only one? Because he brought him over, like obviously it was a bit of a like to get Man U out there in Asia again. But he was a brilliant player, wasn't he? The lad that we got. Is that who it was?
Yeah, Park.
Yeah, he was a brilliant player, him though, and he played like most of the time, didn't he?
Trying to think of the other Asian fella as well, Kagiwa, but he didn't last long.
Yeah. I was impressed with England the other night.
I was really surprised with how good there was. In fact, speaking of Man U players, I was really surprised with how well Maguire played.
I was just going to say Maguire because he's forgotten man, isn't he? He's forgotten man. It's mad because Southgate's got his favourites, hasn't he? And he's stuck with them, hasn't he? Like right down to the goalkeeper, your Maguires and your like Sterling, doesn't he? And a few others, but they don't. It's like Maguire. He's not even first choice of Man U now.
It's the tactical thing. So Maguire's style of play suits Southgate's tactics, but it doesn't suit Ten Hag's tactics. He likes his defenders to be very hard working. Basically, the defenders have to do a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas it's more chilled under Southgate, and that suits his game more.
I tell you what, one position that has changed, right? One position in football on that field that has changed more than any other is the goalkeeper. Because the goalkeeper's like a 10th player now, isn't it?
Sweeper keeper.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do you see them out like coming right out for a long ball over the top, and the keepers are out way out the box, aren't they? Whereas years ago, you'd think keepers knocking the heels on the posts and that, and like just not moving out the box. Different now.
That's goalkeeper. The other position is fullbacks. Fullbacks are now starting to act like instead of running down byline all the time, they're starting to come inside and be like a centre midfielder. That's the new tactic this year. Guardiola does it, Ten Hag does it, and so does Klopp.
Yeah, Harry Kane was awesome the other night. Do you see the way he just pushed that lad up for his second goal?
Oh, him moving to Germany was the best thing he ever done. Tell you.
Yeah, he can just get on with his football now, can't he? You know what I mean? He's gonna. I was surprised though when he went there. I'll be honest, didn't see that one coming.
Their media is different to ours, like, you know, ours are just fucking knobheads, basically. Whereas Germany, it's more relaxed. He could probably just walk down the street and not get, you know, minimal bother.
Yeah.
Whereas over here,
I'll tell you who else is brilliant, mate. Bellingham as well. Fucking hell. 20-year-old, is he?
oh, I know basically he is a big Zinedine Zidane.
20-year-old.
He is amazing. And apparently Real Madrid are looking at his brother as well.
Yeah, he's at Sunderland, did he?
Yeah, he's at Sunderland at the moment. But yeah, apparently Real Madrid are looking to bring him across as well.
To be honest, he just looks like a carbon copy of Jude, you know what I mean? Like, but Sunderland's a big club, you know. They're a big club. I mean, they'll probably wait. They might see if they go up this season. But there's a few players Sunderland have got who are half decent. Still walked them 4-0 though, that's right.
Yeah, I've always said, you know, the North East should definitely have a couple of teams in the Premier League. Definitely, not just Newcastle.
Have you watched that Newcastle documentary, mate, on Netflix?
No, not yet.
That's a good watch. That, like, from when they got bought by when they got took over, it's like you couldn't have timed it more. There were 2 seasons where they went down and then they got bought, and then they had a brilliant season last season.
I've got a meeting flight. I've got a fly, mate. I've got a meeting. I'm 2 minutes late for it. Fucking hell.
Coming on, brother.
All right, bud. Catch you in a bit.
Get your head down. See you later. Yeah, man. Next one. No worries, mate. No worries. Oh no! Yesterday, man went off on this tablet that I've got, a brand new tablet thing. Like I said yesterday, I think just to me it looked like everything's working all right, but you know, so if it starts lagging or anything, has anyone seen Smithers? I want to know how this new job's going. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him anywhere. I think he did properly yesterday for a minute. Oh, easy, 20-year-old, mate. You know, I'm sure there's a 16-year-old kid playing for Real Madrid as well, wasn't there? Was it Real Madrid, 16-year-old, or you know, Man City have got another kid coming through there, 16. But I can remember when Rooney come through. Do you remember Rooney? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Rooney not score a hat-trick on his first Champions League game for Man U? I don't think it was his first game, but it was his first Champions League game. I think it was 17 at Old Trafford in the Champions League. And he scored a hat-trick, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. You know what, Monk? You know what? I haven't. You know, I haven't. I haven't even mentioned it yet. Because I was waiting to see certain people come in. You know. But I am back to work. I let you all know I am back to work on Monday, believe it or not. After 6 months been off for 6 months. Yeah, I had a meeting there the other day. It was a culmination of everything over the last 5 months of being off, all the reasons why I've been off. I got to sit formally. Dennis was in there with me. That's why I was waiting for Dennis to come on, because he was sat there with me, and I got to say my piece in front of the lad who was sort of causing most of the problems and the HR manager. And it was all right. It went all right. I said my bit. But I am feeling a lot better. I need to go back to work. I need to get back to work, basically. I have been turning my head round for the last few weeks, get my head sorted for it. But I'll be honest, when I come out of the meeting, she said, I will ring you later or ring you tomorrow to see how we get you back. And anyway, it was an email yesterday saying I'm back on Monday morning, Monday to Friday, 8 and 4. I needed shit to break, honestly. So it's sort of hit home now, you know what I mean? But you know what? I'm sort of going to treat it like a new job. You know, I mean, this year, in the last few months, I'm in a new house, I'm in a new area. I've had 5 months off. It hasn't all been roses, you know what I mean? And I've just got to go in, I think, with a whole new attitude, you know? Sort of, I suppose my main thing is because everywhere in life you've got workers and shirkers, haven't you? And a prime example is, say you work in a factory and you've got Joe Bloggs, who's a lazy fucker, and then you've got me. Now, Joe Bloggs could walk down a corridor and see a crisp packet on the floor and just walk past it all day long. Joe Bloggs would walk past that. Whereas I'd pick it up. And it's the same principle when you walk around the factory, a fast-paced environment where there's stuff going on all the time. There's people on forklift trucks. You get things now. As I'm walking around, I'll be doing something, whereas Joe Bloggs will be stood like this. And apparently the staff has changed a lot now. In the last 5 months, there's only a skeleton staff. So it should go all right. Isn't it, David? You're right there, mate. Sorry about that. Bad news for that. Oh yeah, Gaza. Tell you what, Gaza, it's looking rough, isn't he? Looking rough, man. He's not the man he was when he was crashing the Middlesbrough team coach. When he signed for Middlesbrough, within a week, he was best fucking about driving the team coach and crashed it in the car park. Yeah. But yeah, Gaza, you don't hear much about him now, but you know what was sad? Like, his money, he did. I don't know who was looking after his money, because imagine if Gaza come along 25 years later now. Imagine how much he'd be making now in Saudi or Dubai, you know. Well, he'd be up there with Messi and them. But yeah, Gaza's looking rough. I know the last thing I seen was a documentary, I think, a long time ago now. Shitting myself, mate. Yeah, going back to the work thing. So I don't know. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but if you've been off work for 6 months, right, with not because you couldn't get a job or you're lazy, but because you've had mental health problems, yeah. Physically, I'm all right. I've been keeping myself. I ache a bit. If I go for a big walk now, I'd come in tomorrow and ache. But wouldn't you think that they would sort of phase you back in a little bit? You know, maybe 4 hours a day, half a shift for the first 2 weeks or something, or have I just been like too sensible? I say this as well because there's been other people while I've been working there who've been off for other things, and that's how they've done it with them. When they've been off long-term sick, they've phased them back in, but they just bang straight in 40-hour week. 40-hour week. I sort of told them, but what I did sort of surprise them with, and it shouldn't have surprised them really, but in this meeting, they said, well, let's get you back then. And I said, well, I'll tell you now, 12 hours, I can't do 12 hours. That's too much. I can't do night shift because the tablets that I take, and I'm only taking these tablets because of them, it's basically their fault. So I'm taking tablets that I have to take on a night because they make you drowsy, you know. That's when they work. When you're asleep, they do whatever they're doing to your brain. But I think they were a bit took back by that. Honestly, should be just glad that I've got back. You know what I mean? They haven't done a thing for me, basically. They haven't done a thing. They haven't. They haven't gone out the way to do anything. To be honest, it's been poor. It doesn't bode well for the future. Let's just say that. It's not. It's not like I'm going back here on Monday and I'm here. This is it. New life. Basically, I broke it down. I broke it down in a little bit. So it's the middle of October now. Everyone's building up for Christmas. So that's the goal. Now till Christmas, I'll have 2 weeks off for Christmas. So just work till then, you know. Be a man. You can still have mental health if you're a man, you know, if you're a gadget. But it's just going to be like another challenge, you know. Like before going to work, when you've been somewhere for that long, when you've been somewhere for say 10 years, your feet, you're what's the phrase? Your feet are under the carpet or something, yeah. You got your feet under the carpet type of thing, and you like to think that you can like bend the rules a little bit or get away with a little bit more. You know? And I don't know if that's going to be the case on Monday when I go in there. I don't know. I honestly don't know till I get there. Yeah, so it's going to enjoy the next few days off. You know what I mean? Thing is, I've seen every single episode of any crime drama, any crime documentary on any of the crime channels. I've seen every single one in the last 5 months. I know about every murder case in England, Scotland, Wales. Yeah, I've seen them all. You know what else it is? It's a good point, right? Money. We all need money, yeah. we all need money. You've got to do your bit, haven't you? You know what I mean? Like Louise has looked after me basically for 6 months. I was getting some wages from work. I'm not going to lie, but it's like when I had my flat, my son was living with me. My wages just used to go. I don't even know where they went. I don't even know where they went, honestly. Like it's never been a case of I've got a wage on a Thursday and I've been able to, like, it's all been mine, you know. So that's something to look forward to. But I know going back to work, I can repay it, not just in money, you know, but financially, but could repay like the people that helped us, you know what I mean? Mainly Louise. So it'll all make for a good Christmas and that, you know what I mean? So even if I walk in on Monday and I don't think it's going to be bad, but it's going to be weird, but I'll just get on with it. It's 8 hours, isn't it? And after a week, I just don't want to slip back into how I was then by doing other people's jobs, because that's how it ended up. That's that many lazy people. The grafters just doing more and more graft. The lazy people just doing less and less, and but 8 till 4, I've never worked 8 till 4 in my life. Never in my life have I worked 8 till 4. I've always worked 12-hour shifts, so in theory, 8 hours should be like a piece of piss. Yeah, when I get my first wage, I'll go get I'll splash out and get a massive bunch of daffodils, you know, or something. Emily, how you doing, mate? Seeing you there. See you there. Docs, how are you doing anyway, fella? Australian. I could probably watch the Australian, the American ones. You know what the Americans are like? They like to dramatize things, don't they? I like all the English ones. My best series for me was Real Crime on ITV. It's about 20 or 30 year old, but it's all English, you know what I mean? And English detectives and police work. I think they had that black cab rapist, and they had that Tony Imiela. Can anyone remember Tony Imiela? He was what did they call him? The M25 rapist. He was from Darlington, just a stone's throw from here. I mean, you watch that. You watch anything about Tony Imiela, the M25 rapist. What a beast he was, man. I'm telling you, beast. I think he died in prison, actually. Yeah, that's it, mate. And you know what? Let's face it, it's grim now, innit? It's grim outside. You might as well be earning some money, you know what I mean? I'm not shoveling shit or anything like that. No, is the folk. No, so they have helped me out a little bit there. You know, it's like I'll just be like floating about. I'm assuming I'll be just floating about. I'm not expecting them to but here's a one for you though, right? So before I left, 2 days before the day that I walked out, I didn't walk out. I waited till the end of my shift. I was pissed off on the morning, and it was a 12-hour shift. And I lasted the whole day. I stayed the whole day when I just wanted to kill someone. And I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, 8 till 4. Yeah, do me a favour there. Yeah, do me. Get one brownie point for that. Wonder when if this was any closer. I've seen today. We've got Sky News on now, and I've seen Rishi Sunak was meeting that Israeli Prime Minister. Speaks good English. I was surprised. But you can see what they're doing, can't you? You know, America. As far as the Hamas and the Palestinians, they're looking at that America are just as much to blame for everything that's happening now. Anyone who's with Israel is basically against Hamas. It's like that hospital where that yesterday, where that hospital had blew up, and you don't know. It's one of them in it, right? So if you believe the Israelis, that hospital bombing was a result of a missile coming from Hamas that was supposed to be heading for over the border again to Israel, and there's actual footage of the bomb where it's took off near the hospital, not too far from the hospital. It broke up in the sky, and then a second later, the timing couldn't have been any better. You see this massive explosion, and there's more proof out there as well from the Israeli forces showing proof that where it came from. But straight away, Hamas, when they realised what had happened, span it the other way, didn't they? Saying straight away that the Israelis are blowing hospitals up, innocent people, kids. I'm not sure if that's called propaganda. What's that word? Propaganda always pops up, doesn't it, in the wars and that? It's turning something to your advantage, isn't it? Propaganda, using something against somebody, or yeah. If anyone's got a quick, it tells quickly what propaganda is in layman's terms. I don't know if he's listening, but big shout out to Zeus. Hope you're good, mate. About ready for a catch up, mate, and I am going back to work. Big shout out to Mick Johnson. He's probably at work. He always misses my lad, but shout out to Mick Johnson, top bloke. Daryl Adams. He sometimes watches. Smithers. Where are you, Smithers? Come on, lad. I know you've got a new job. We all want to hear how it's going and whether you've been sleeping in that orange jumper. Come on, tell us how a day on the bins is going, mate, and how you're getting on with everyone. Or are they a good bunch? You know what I mean, Slim? Smeggers. That was funny the other day, Slim. Like, I'm just going to say that was funny, mate. What you sent me the other day, that was funny. You'll see, Slim, yeah. He's a man of few words, yeah. So when you're in other chats and there's a heated topic on, and you're watching the chat go through, you'll often see Slim Reaper just pop up with like one word answer, like really going in, or a couple of words, you know what I mean? And then you've got Smithers who like just sits and watches for a few weeks and lets it all build up, then you just explode, like, come on, just then just disappear again, go and get a new job. And not even tells where he is. I just made it, mate. So what was that, like a Zoom thing? That still happens, you know that. I had that in my flat. The my flat where I was, you had to go into a big iron gate that's not padlocked, but it's locked, and go down the drive, go up some stairs, right, quite a lot. But they were still knocking on my door. All right. Who wants to hear? Who wants to hear a story of what happened what happened last Saturday? Oh, mate, what a stressful day last Saturday was like. So my mum and dad bought a new suite a couple of months ago, yeah. And my mum decided she didn't like it, so cut a long story short, me and Louise said we'll have it. Like, we sort of bought it off them, yeah. Anyway, my mum lives in Middlesbrough, about 30 miles away. So she's ordered a new suite. Mum and dad have ordered a new suite. So they said, come and get it, whatever you want. That was on the Friday. So we were sat on our old settee in here, yeah, like one of them big L-shaped things. On the Friday tea time, and Louise comes off the phone and says, right, I've got a van for tomorrow. Can we go and get the suite tomorrow? I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, in my world, I need a week's notice for something like that. You know what I mean? But Louise's, you only need like a day. So anyway, I rang my mum, said, yeah, no problem. So anyway, we went and got a big, long, bloody Bedford van thing, yeah. We hired it for the day. Picked that up on Saturday morning, went over to Middlesbrough, went in my mum's house, sofa's still there, ready to go. We've got the big van outside. Now, my dad's 70, no, he's 75. He just about pick a knife and fork up. So he's a spectator, yeah. My mum's 70. She's not as bad as my dad, yeah, but she doesn't want to be lifting settees and like, sofas outdoors or whatever. So it was me and Louise. We'll be all right, man. Anyway, we had a bit of a carry on getting it out with my mum and dad, yeah. A big two-seater, and then a not so big two-seater, yeah. Anyway, we managed to get it out, my mum and dad's. Just got it in the van, sweating our tits off and all that. Had a cuppa or whatever. Comes flying back over to Middlesbrough, yeah. Anyway, so we're here. We've got our new three-seater or two-seater, yeah, in the back of the Bedford van over the road. Comes in, all right, we'll get the old settee out then. Get the old one out. It's one of them L-shaped things, isn't it? It's not going out the door, yeah. It's not going out the door at all, like, not a chance. So we spent the next hour smashing it up. We literally cut the leather on it. We just braid hell out of this thing to get the L shape off. Wood everywhere, bloody, it was a right mess, but we got it out and we put it in the front. So now we have no settee in the house, yeah, no sofa on out, because it's in our new one's in the van over the road anyway. So me and Louise are struggling like hell, you know what I mean? I was struggling, so God knows how she managed, right? Over the main road, like down our drive, plugs it in the front garden, yeah. Right. This was the big one, yeah, the three-seater. I looked at the door and I looked at the other door and I was like, that's not going in there. So anyway, for the next 45 minutes, me and Louise we're just like at the end of our tether, right? We didn't argue, we didn't fall out, honestly, we didn't fall out, right? But I'm not gonna lie. There was one point where the sofa was wedged halfway in the front room and halfway in the front door, right? And we both looked at each other and I'm sure there was a tear in Louise's eye. She was thinking, oh my God, we've just smashed to bits our settee that we were sitting on last night. It's all smashed to bits in the front. And now we've got our new settee wedged in the door, the front door and the inside door, like to the point where you wouldn't even move. Oh man, I swear down, right? No lie. So this is on the Saturday afternoon. It's starting to get a bit stressful. So anyway, we got it out. The two-seater. We said, oh, let's give that a go, see if we can get that in, yeah, because you know, if we get something in, it'll lift the mood a little bit. So anyway, we've got two-seater. Just to say, got it in the door, stood up on its end, turned it around a little bit, straight in, so it lifted the mood a little bit. But we still had the three-seater out in the front garden, and like, it got to the point where I said, look, we need a fresh set of eyes. So I went to knock next door to ask the fella next door, just for another pair of fresh eyes, just to tell me and Louise that is not going to go in this house. Anyway, he wasn't in. So we come back and we were like, I said, Louise, not going to go in. So in our head, we were taking the settee back to our mum's, or we were taking it somewhere because we had to take the van back. And we just had a two-seater in the house. Until I had a brainwave. I said, let's have a look on YouTube. Now, I said that when it was low, the mood had gone back to low again. No word of a lie, right? I went on Google. I hadn't even finished typing. I put, how do I get my sofa? S-O. And it come up. How do I get my sofa in the door? My sofa won't fit in through my door, right? About 10 videos. First video was 90 seconds long, right? I think Louise was on the toilet. Put it on. Fucking absolute hero. Showed us how you get your sofa in your front door, right? And what you do is you have to take the arms off. You have to turn the sofa upside down, you know, it's got like cloth all stapled in, like everything's stapled in. This is the only bad thing we had to do. We had to cut a little hole, like with a Stanley, down the leather. This is on the bottom of the sofa. Cut a little hole so I could get my hand in. 3 bolts with like just one nut on a 13mm nut. Got my hand in with the spanner. Fucking arm just come straight off in about 5 minutes. Didn't even have to take the other one off. I only had to take one arm off. Goes out, picks it up. Got it in within about 2 minutes, man. Honestly, mate. honestly, I think that's. I think those have got a few brownie points for that. Because I'll be honest, Slim. Normally, it's Louise with the brains. You know, when it comes to. Common sense and stuff. Sometimes that can be a bit stupid. Like I could not. It goes over my head, or well, saying that Louise is the same. She comes out with some daft stuff. We both do, but YouTube saved the day. So we got the 3-seater in anyway, and we even stopped and had some lunch and all that, you know, and had a drink before I put the other arm back on. And I think there was still a sigh of relief when we finally got that arm back on, and you can't even tell the like satisfaction of it, you know. So that was our Saturday, because if you remember, Slim, I was going to do this soccer Saturday one night, and I was going to start it last week. That was half the reason why I didn't, because I didn't have time. And the other reason is there was no football on. Was there only? I think there was only Lincoln who would have been playing, who any of us support. But this Saturday, and now I'm working 8 till 4. You keep us to this, Slim, as well, right? Because this means like I'm off every weekend, which I've never had it like before. Because working continental shifts, Saturday and a Sunday is just like any other day to me. But now I'll be like a normal person, you know. I'll be in every night at 4:30, and I'll have every weekend off. Which I think Louise will love. But I'm pretty sure that I can get a pass from 2 till 5 every Saturday to do like the soccer Saturday. You know, the one, man, so people could jump up on the panel. Dennis has already said he'll come on like every weekend. So there'll definitely be me and Dennis there. He's a Liverpool fan. And just get people in and get them on the panel. Doesn't matter who you support. And we just watch the scores as they go in, you know. Just like going down to the pub on a Saturday afternoon. Might even, if you come on, you might even have to wear a top. Slim, you can jump on as well and tell us about Man United, yeah. Tell you what, they were lucky last week, weren't they? Who was beating them 1-0? Was it Brighton or someone? They won 2-1. What's the future hold for Harry Maguire then, Slim? Because how old's Harry Maguire now? He must be 30 now, is he? It was only the other day I realised that Jamie Vardy's still at Leicester in the Championship. He's still scoring goals as well, I think. Yes, Gadget. Big up Stevie Boy. I watched a bit of Jude this morning, Steve. You were in the chat as always. What was he doing this morning? I think the tune he was dancing to this morning when I put him on was that one off that Scottish film, Train Spotting. You know, lager, 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 right thing, mega. He had that in the background. Bear in mind, this was 9:20. Big love for Jude. Call the cops, he's off his chops. We haven't seen Phil today, like. That's the one, mate. That is the one. I would have got there eventually. I have these absolute mind blocks. You know, where I just can't remember somebody's name. But you know, in the chase odds, anyone wants the chase or any of them programs, you know, like could even stretch to tenable, but you know, when someone's been off on the sick for a long time when they're watching tenable. But I like to think that I know like a little bit about everything. And that's what I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna do on here as well. I'm gonna pick a topic for a live, and that's all. It'll be a good topic, and you know, I just like challenge myself a little bit. Slim, did you see Sparky's yesterday? I said I was going to jump on Sparky's, yeah, on that live. I said, oh, if Sparky's live, I'll jump on because I've been wanting to for ages. And Sparky had been in that chat, the one earlier on the yesterday when it wasn't live. Sparky was in the chat saying, give us a link. So at the end of mine, I said I'd jump on. And I went over and straight away, Gamer was on with him. Oh, Gamer, don't know, we all know what Gamer's like, don't we? But not when he's on one, you don't want to be on a panel with him when he's on one. But I watched it for 5 minutes. And I could see he was ready to drop off, and he wasn't being horrible all now, you know. So I jumped on, and I don't know where at the first time the sound fucked up, but I jumped on again, and I'm on the panel, and Gamer went off, so it just being Sparky, which is ideal for me. So I've got to have a good bit of banter with Sparky, but what's good with Sparky is he asks me questions, and then he'll be quiet, and he lets people talk. And you'll notice that if he goes on other panels, Sparky, he's like none of this, like talking to people, talking over. And yeah, and Torbs jumped on, which was a surprise because Torbs, yeah, don't know if anyone knows, had taken our rights back. Torbs. If you hear him talk, you'll probably realise that he's from Middlesbrough, yeah, like the nutter. He talks like me and the nutter, but he talks he talks a lot more anyway. And he's a lot broader. He's from like town area, you know, a lot broader. But he was on the panel, me and Torbs, and it was good, man. Time just flew over. Because I'd never spoken to Torbs before on a panel. He did say he was going to pop in as well. Yeah, so 100% this Saturday, 2 o'clock. Soccer Saturday with me and Dennis. Everything football. Doesn't matter who you support, you come in and you have a bit of crack about football. If you want to jump on the panel, have your say, jump on your panel. Don't have to put your camera or anything. Just sit there, you know. Just sit. It's like when you watch other channels, you know, these people who got panels, and they just sit there, don't say anything, like, but they're just there, and then someone will say, "Are you still there?" They'll be like, "Yeah, just having a biscuit." Oh, you love the chase, yeah? Have you noticed though, right, Stevie? One thing about the chase, yeah? Yeah, I mean, all the chasers, they are like brain boxes, yeah? They're like, they've got a photographic memory because for them to know some of the answers to them, they must have seen it before somewhere. Memories that they've got this memory that they just remember it. I don't know how they do it, but they're good, aren't they? They're good. But have you noticed, right, when they're on the final chase, as soon as you get them under pressure, right, if they get one wrong, they'll usually get two or three wrong because it fucks them up in the head. They get in a zone, and if they answer one or two in a row right, you find they'll just keep going and just keep going. As soon as they have to stop and stop that thought, especially if they get it wrong and the other team get it right, fucks them up in the head and they lose the thought. Big up the radio fuming there. Mate, I've just told the story there. YouTube saved the day, mate. We were ready. We were ready. Well, I don't know what we were going to do, but the long 3-piece. YouTube. I looked on the first video on YouTube how to get your sofa in your house, basically. And yeah, I had to. All I had to do was turn it upside down, make a little cut at the back, underneath. So you're never going to see this cut, and I've taped it up. And there was 3 bolts. I took the arm off, took the whole arm off the settee. It was only on 3 bolts. Settee comes straight in round the corner, bolted it back on. Happy days. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. When they get flustered, they all do it though. I've seen all of them, but I think any brain box, if you were a brain box and you went and you just entered to go into the chase, yeah. And on your first go, where he asks you one-on-one questions for a minute, say you get 10 there. 10's excellent in it. 6 is good. But I reckon you can get 10 if you get them all right. So you take 10 grand onto the board, yeah. Now I think the lower offer will be so much shit, won't it? But the higher offer, I've seen that be 80,000. Now, say it was 80,000, and this brain box gets up there. He's 2 ahead of the chaser, and he goes for 80,000. He's already got 10, so there's 90,000. And he gets 1. He's allowed to get 1 wrong and the chaser's got to get it right to catch him there. Well, anyway, he answers them all. He gets through, and he takes 90,000 onto there. He's basically got a good chance of winning that, hasn't he? Got a good chance of winning that, especially if there's a couple more people who are half decent. But that's what half it is. Louise always says to me, get yourself on there. Neutral, how are you doing, mate? That's an old Porthos. Respect. Respect, brother. Porthos having a few Google problems there. Yes, all the way from Michigan. Put a bit of respect on this fella's name. Low Michigan Adventures. Big up the USA. It is the USA, Michigan, isn't it? It's one of them places, Michigan, isn't it? It's like geography. Geography wasn't one of my. It wasn't one of my. It wasn't one of my favourite subjects at school. But I mean, how many people in the chat now? Stick a 1 in the chat if you've got a globe, you know, them globes that you can get, the plastic globes, yeah, with all the world on it and all that. How many people right now could go and point where Michigan is? Don't think I could. Michigan. Is it Ohio, Michigan? Stevie could. Stevie knows where Michigan is. I was going to say Detroit before I even seen that. Detroit, so it's Detroit. Is that not the... No, Chicago's the Windy City, and Detroit is the Steel City, isn't it? Isn't it where don't they make cars there? There's a lot of cars there, yeah? Yes, see, I was right. Ohio, Michigan. 15 people in the chat, brother. That's right. Slim said he used to be able to. You know what's good? If you watch Sky News, right, which I don't normally, but because of the war, but I always stick Sky News on for an hour. Well, when you get an advert, it shows you this world globe, yeah, with a paper. It's like a globe on the telly that's turning round, and it's telling you the temperature everywhere in the world. It comes up and tells you the capital city, you know. So you only have to watch that a few times, and you'll learn where places are. Like the difference in temperature, right? In Australia, it's that big. You've got the Gold Coast, haven't you? Is it Brisbane? The Gold Coast over on the west. And then on the east coast, it's fucking freezing cold. It's about 40 degrees in the Gold Coast. Big up the Pablo. Yeah, bye. Oh, they're all on strike. You know what I don't understand? What's that mad thing that they do? Do they do it every year? Is it like something to do with the government? It's just happened where they say a deal's been done by all the big monetary people in America to save the economy, they've come to a deal to save the economy going bankrupt. But they do it every year, don't they? Is that like, are they really saving the economy, or do they just say it every year? Sydney's on the Gold Coast. Or am I wrong with Brisbane and that? It is the west though, west coast though, isn't it? Where it's red hot. Yeah, and then it'll give you a flash somewhere on these adverts on Sky News. It will say, it will show you what it's like somewhere in the world right now. When it was in Rio, it showed you the beach in Rio in Brazil. Oh mate, it's been red hot in Rio now. You couldn't see any sand, just for people. Just like thousands of people, and then there was just half as many were in the water as well. You got no chance of getting a deck chair. Oh, respect. Pick up the Nunya. I have a feeling it's the first time Nunya's been in here. And you know what? I think he was in Sparky's chat yesterday. I've always liked Nunya. You know what? I'm not even going to lie. I was that stupid. I didn't even realise his name. I thought that was his real name. Fuck's sake. Fucking hell, they're all in now. He's Zombo. Zombo, anyone who doesn't remember Zombo, you can't forget him. I'm trying to think of the song. Yeah, we had him dancing last time he come on here. Just going for a date, wasn't he? Remember? Putting the old, slapping the old brute on and that. Respect on you. I know you're Australian, aren't you, mate? That's what it's all about, man. That is what it's all about. So we've got Michigan, we've got Australia, or is it Australia or New Zealand on you? And then we got Zombo, who I believe, oh, you kill me for not remembering where he's from. Can't remember. See, remember that don't they make cheese or something where Zombo lives? The famous area for. Oh, Melbourne. Is Melbourne? Is that the Gold Coast? Is that the Gold Coast? Melbourne. That's where Neighbours and that is, isn't it? Yeah. So we're all international, man. That loves a whiskey. What type of whiskey? I'll be honest, right? I'm one of these who thinks a whiskey is a Jack Daniels, or it was. So any whiskey drink, they'll tell you that like Jack Daniels isn't a whiskey, you know, like a bourbon in it. But Louisa's dad is a bit of a connoisseur, and he there's more than a few times like where we've gone round there in an afternoon just for a cuppa, and we've ended up mortal drunk on the single malt. Single malt, that's what you want. It is Irish whiskey though, isn't it? Yeah, the Irish have got Guinness though, so you can let Scotland have the whiskey if Ireland can have the Guinness. Maker's Mark. Mm. See, I honestly don't know the difference. So I couldn't tell you the difference between single malt and double malt, but I know a good single malt in the shops, you're looking at about 30-40 pounds for a bottle. It's going to get you pissed. You know what? Been really good this week. I hardly had a drink this week. Pair of us. May have to start getting fit. I'll see how work goes because honestly, right, I'm going to have to get my work stuff out. Yeah, I know where my work boots are, but I got 2 new pair of work trousers. Right, 6 months ago before I left, I used to be able to wear them. Right, I went over the golf course the other week and I went to put them on. Right, no lie, I can't fasten the button. There's no chance. There's no chance of me even fastening the button there. So I'm going to have to get the old ones out. And the t-shirts, everyone knows I'd rather squeeze into a medium than have a baggy large. But these mediums, mate, honestly, looks like I've swallowed a space hopper. Honestly, it's just now here and then it's just like that. So I'm going to look alright today, aren't I? But I reckon I'll lose it again, like being back at work on my feet all day. There we go. But what about taste though? Can you obviously there must be a you must be able to taste the difference between Scottish and Irish whiskey though, should we? What I don't get is you go to these. I know for a fact that there's the big hotels in London, like the big fancy ones, you know, and the bars that they have there, you can get a shot of whiskey and it might cost you a few £100 for a shot. I hope it's not lagging. It's starting to slow down in here. Don't know why. None of you have been about for a long time, but really I've been doing these lives for about a year, and I don't really go on people's. I haven't really been on many panels actually, but Sparky's a good mate. But I'm well with Sparky ever since I come on here, and I know that I used to see you in there. But that was the first time I've been on Sparky's yesterday, and like respect for watching it and subbing, mate. Nice one for that. And I know you haven't been about for 4 months. I think I know where you've been. I don't know about anyone else, but because I haven't heard you talking about it or anything, none of you, but seem to recall. Yeah, man, we do random lives. Like none of you these are random now because I've been off work. But as from next week, I'll be doing a Saturday, so you'll find us on a Saturday about 2 o'clock in here. Football talk, and probably one midweek one. There's always midweek football that I'll be able to do like Tuesday or something. Then just randomly, mate. It's always good to have new people in, you know. It's not a very big we're not very big. Most of our subs have been gained from shorts, just doing a lot of shorts, you know. You know what else, Slim? Before I forget, right? I just had a look on Studio the other day on my phone, and it tells you your views, right? So we're not far off 1 million views, 1 million views. I don't know whether YouTube like makes a fuss of it, sends you anything, but you would never have thought that, would you? 1 million views. Yeah, man, I give you a shout out early, Mick. I know sometimes you're working. I know that everyone, if they're not in, I'm not gonna have a go at anyone for not being here. You know, we all got to work and that. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll just listen, because half the reason I did them lives over the last 3 days, the reruns. Half of the reason was to show that we used to have loads of people on the panel, you know, good people, good banter. And the other reason was so I could go in the chat. Because I never, since you start my own channel, you get lazy and you don't want to, you know, if you say hello in the chat, you've got a banter. And then you do get lazy. Some of it's because you don't want to be ignorant as well. You don't want to just go in the chat and say hello. You want to have a laugh, don't you? So, and that's what I did for the last 3 days. Proper got into the chat, you know, and yeah, man. We've been grafting, like Mick. Is that what he's just said there? He's been grafting, has he? You might know Mick Johnson from back in the day, Nunya. I think you've been coming on here for a while now, haven't you? I know Mick's old school, like Mick's been here longer than most on here. I think a lot of people in the chat here are veterans. Yeah, I think he remembers you, mate. Of course he does. I don't know if Mick, I've been getting any notifications if Mick's been putting any videos up on the morning. Let's get up. Let's get up. Oh, you know what I was gutted about yesterday, Slim and Nunya. One of my favourite people on YouTube at the minute, for whatever reason, is AMG Radio. And I said, Louise, like, you know, he's got these little ticks, hasn't he? Woohoo! Hee-hee! Nunya, you'll have seen him. Has he always done that, right? Has AMG Radio always done that, yeah? Because what I've seen of him, he's been going on panels for a while. He's had his camera in the garden. He has it in the kitchen. He says, stands up and woohoo! Woohoo! So yesterday, I didn't see him in the chat on Sparkies. I was watching out for him in the chat while I was on the panel. Because I was going to say, AMG, get yourself up, man. Let's have a bit of banter. And anyway, I've been on for about an hour. Didn't see him once in the chat. And then I got disconnected. Came off because it's not a good way, like, because you like to say bye to everyone. But I just went off and my signal went. Goes back straight back in the chat. There's AMG Rider in the chat. Next minute he's on the panel, man. I was devastated. Woohoo! Woohoo! Please tell me someone else has noticed that, by the way, not just me. And Louise. Because he is solely responsible for me walking around the house for the last 2 weeks going, woohoo! Woohoo! Oh, man. What the heck? Once you made the price of insurance these days, well, I hope it wasn't his fault, was it? I'm absolutely buzzing, right? Because this year, in February, my insurance might go down to a decent rate because I had a little bump 4 years ago. Still paying for it now. I thought some companies only ask if you've had a crash in the last 3 years that was your fault. But the only ones I've seen were all 4 year. So next year will be the first year where I can say I haven't had any accidents in 4 years. Might save me a few £100 because I've been paying through the roof Like seriously, for a little tiny little bump that I had, but it was my fault. Yeah, he's funny, ain't he? Because I still don't know what it is with him. He's fascinated with aliens and that. He believes in the aliens. In Australia, last 5 years, eh? I tell you what, I see a lot of none yet because I haven't worked I've been off basically for half a year. So I've been watching a lot of crap telly, shitty telly like. But one of the shows that I watched a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, is it's called Border Control or Border Australia, and it's the Australians and it's the people who work at the airport, the border control and the scanning your bags and everything. And I must have watched about 100 hours worth every episode of them. And, the ones that show you on the telly seem to be quite nice for people, but you know what the weirdest thing is, what people bring through is food. Like, people coming in, it says, oh, there's a couple from Vietnam who are just coming to Australia to visit somebody, yeah. They'll have 2 suitcases, load one up, and it's just got all this weird food in, like crocodile legs or bloody. Oh, it's always food, and they never declare it, and they end up getting it took off them. But one bloke, he had this jar, yeah, and it just looked like, I don't know, it looked like seawater with pebbles and sand in and that. They were going to eat it. It was like, had these horrible things in it. We're going to eat it. Here he is. Here he is. Better late than never, mate. But he's just got up there. Just don't mention haircuts where Gav is, people. No haircut jokes today, thanks. Where have you been anyway, Gav? Have you just got up or been on for an hour and 42 minutes? And we're live as well. Gab's one of them who fell for it the other day on the reruns. Funny as watching it in the chat, like, because nobody was going to let on. Slim Reaper was watching people come in thinking it was live and just waiting for somebody else to say something, just like me, who's going to tell them? If I do another one of them, it will be relevant. And what I mean by that is, if someone's getting a load of shit that day, I'll find a little live where they're on in a good light, if they deserve it. No, but I will put a ticker along the bottom saying, like, scrolling, saying that this is a rerun, yeah. Basically, a lot of people who watch this, I don't know, out of the 10 people in here who had seen that live yesterday. Can anyone remember that live from yesterday? Because it was a good live, you know what I mean? That could have been live, really. Because most of the same people are still flying about. And it's even fun looking at the comments that people are putting up as well. It was like, there'd be a comment from Distat. So it comes on the screen, says Distat. Somebody in the chat who's been in about 10 minutes is coming up with, where's Distat? I can't see him in the chat. He must have me blocked. That was happening all. Pablo was too smashed. That's all right, man. That's allowed. Oh, what the fuck? Well, Pete, he was there. The funniest thing about the one that was on Tuesday was I remember the night. So the situation, I think everyone gathered it. It was a big story, wasn't it? The Friday night fight club, wasn't it? First one. Hector's finest hour. And I'm not gonna lie. Before was that after 3D Fight Club or before 3D Fight Club? I think it was after. And it had potential, didn't it? It had potential. And Hector, even though I think Hector's a bit of a plum, yeah. I love Hoover, man. Hoover was great. Like, he needs to come back. Like, if he wants to come back here. Because he only used to go in there fight trolls. He's always welcome in here. Even Hector is. But Hector, I know he worked hard for that. Getting that night sorted. And it would have gone all right if it wasn't for the people who were taking part. There was only 2 people that come out of that with any sort of dignity, and that was Eddie, Eddie, and Dennis, and Jim. People forget, yeah. People forget that our mate, good friend of this channel, good friend of mine, Zeus, was smack bang in the middle of that, in that hotel room. Ash drink sat on the end of his bed. Harlan running about, running about like a headless chicken. And Ash String at the door wanting to kill somebody. And there's Jim in bed like this. Oh, get some fucking sleep. But yeah, what was I? Oh yeah. So that, when you realise that's what it was about, it was a brilliant watch. Because I remember being dead angry. It was the night. It was the night before Hector had gone on expos, and he could have quashed everything by just telling the truth, yeah. But he decided, in front of about 500 people, he decided to create a rumour that PP had slept with Sean's wife, or something like that, or yeah, that was it. Something ridiculous. Well, you don't say that, do you? You don't say that in front of a few hundred people on Exposure's channel, do you? And anyway, it all kicked off again, didn't it? Well, it got my back right up. And you seen it on that live there, man. I was like fucking Columbo, wasn't I? It was a mixture of Columbo and Quincy and fucking Rumpole at the Bailey. So I basically summoned PP, who turned up. Sean Gregg, Zeus, Judge Zeus was there. And I don't know, we saw it at the bottom of it, but the best thing about it was it did give you an insight into PP, who's he's probably on YouTube more now than he was then. And I was asking the question, has YouTube changed, you know? And like Pablo's just said there, PP ain't changed at all. Sean doesn't come on much, but Sean did pop some, I don't know how, but I'd put in the title, All Rise for PP and the Gym King. Now, it wasn't like there was 100 people waiting, you know, for something to happen, but Sean Gregg was one of the first people come in the chat, Gym King, and said, what's going on here then? But he's all right, Sean. He's sweet. He was proper cool. I just said, Sean, it's a rerun. Now to worry about. He'd already seen it before. And I think you come out of it all right. You're looking all right. So it wasn't even about like. It was basically good entertainment, even if it wasn't really much. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I won't do another one today because I thought I knew it was like pissing a few people off. You know what I mean? But no one else was doing it. You know what I mean? With the live chat as well, where we talk about it. And I thought it was a decent idea. Like, I don't know who else is on live, like folks, but we'll have to love yous and leave yous like in a minute because Louise finishes in a minute, and we've got a busy afternoon. But I will be flying about like over the next few hours. So if I'm not on tomorrow, if I don't see anyone in the chat, yeah, if I don't see yous all before Saturday, 100% live, Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Get your footy shirts on, get the cans in, and come and listen to me and Dennis talk a load of shite, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck off, chuck off our shit, banjo, that's next shot, yeah. Ha ha. Bullet.
Me rise me guns them about 10 feet off the ground. Batty boy dead, dead. A batty boy, my rocket splashed out on the ground. Batty boy be dead, dead. Push me gun in your mouth, fussy wall don't make a sound. A sound. Me say, batty man want march where couldn't in a bad man town.
I get bullet in the head, plus dead up, right in that tight pants, they got lipstick up, push my gun, boy, can't keep my gun, we kill Matty boy, bullet in the head, I pay blood gun, murder the kill, yeah, boy, disgusting, yeah, that is so even half, Matty boy can't hold me, yeah, beer girl stick up in my bed, like, and they make one of them, but the terror, they want to fuck like them, them sheriff. Gunshot in on them edges and them